A man was escorting a fallen soldier's body for burial in his hometown. He had traveled thousands of miles to pay his respects. But when he arrived at the airport with the coffin, he was stopped by airport security. They wouldn't let him pass. They told him that if he wanted to fly, he would have to check the coffin, and it couldn't accompany him in the cabin. The man refused. It didn't matter that this was a priceless artifact, or that there were hundreds of people waiting for the hero's burial. For the airline, it was just a big metal box that didn't belong in the passenger compartment. But the man wasn't going to let them treat the soldier like just another piece of luggage. So he decided to stand his ground. That was until an unexpected passenger boarded the plane and made an announcement over the loudspeaker. "Attention passengers, please remain seated. We have an unexpected passenger on board." The pilot turned pale as he realized who the mysterious passenger was. He knew that letting her on the flight would cause problems, but he didn't have much of a choice. She had already taken her seat and was now speaking into the microphone. "I want to thank the crew and staff for their hospitality. It is truly appreciated. I hope you all have a pleasant journey." Then she turned to the audience and added, "Thank you for your support and kindness." Everyone applauded, but no one knew who the mysterious woman was. After takeoff, the woman went to the restroom. When she came back, she ordered a glass of water and some bread. Then she sat back and relaxed. No one paid much attention to her, though. They were all wondering who the mysterious woman was and why she had thanked everyone on board. The truth was that the woman was more than just a passenger. She was the president of the country the fallen soldier was from. She had taken the flight to pay her respects to the hero who had given his life for the country. But the airline hadn't informed anyone about her presence on the plane. They'd kept it a secret. It wasn't until she started making phone calls that people realized who they were dealing with. When the president found out about the airline's plan to separate the man from the coffin, she was furious. She immediately called the airline's CEO and demanded an explanation. CEO was shocked. He had no idea the president was on the plane. He apologized profusely and promised to make things right. But it was too late. The president was already furious. She got up from her seat and walked to the front of the plane. There she met the pilot and told him what she wanted him to do. "I need you to turn this plane around and go back to the previous airport. I will explain everything to you there," she said. The pilot was stunned. He had never received such a direct order from the president before. But he knew better than to argue. So he turned the plane around and headed back to the previous airport. As soon as the plane landed, the president got off and walked straight to the man with the coffin. "I am so sorry about what has happened to you and to him. It is unacceptable that this hero is not being treated with the respect he deserves," she said. The man was shocked. He couldn't believe that the president had come to see him. He had no idea that she had been on the plane. The president continued, "I want you to know that we are grateful for your service and your sacrifice. You have honored us all." She then turned to the airline staff and addressed them directly. "How dare you treat this hero like he's just another piece of luggage? Do you have any idea who he is? He is a national hero and he deserves the utmost respect. I want you to apologize to this man and his family and to do everything you can to make things right," she demanded. The airline staff was shocked. They had no idea they were dealing with the president. They apologized profusely to the man and his family and promised to do everything they could to make things right. The president then took over. She personally escorted the man in the coffin to the first-class cabin, where she had a seat prepared for the coffin. She also made sure that the man had his own seat and that he was taken care of during the rest of the flight. As the plane flew over the country, the president made an announcement over the loudspeaker. "My fellow citizens, today we have a special passenger on board, a fallen hero who gave his life to protect us. Let us all take a moment to remember his sacrifice and to honor him." As she spoke, the other passengers looked at each other in disbelief. They had no idea that they were flying with the president and a fallen hero. When the plane landed, the president made one final announcement. "Today, we bring home a hero. Let us all be grateful for his service and sacrifice." As the passengers disembarked, they lined up to pay their respects to the fallen soldier. The president stood at the front of the line, followed by the man with the coffin. Together, they walked off the plane and into the terminal where a crowd of people was waiting to welcome the hero home. As the crowd cheered and applauded, the man felt a sense of pride and gratitude. He knew that he had done his duty and that the fallen soldier was finally being honored. The president had been right. He deserved more than just a seat in the cargo hold. He deserved to be celebrated as the hero that he was. In the days that followed, the news of the airline's mistake and the president's intervention spread like wildfire. People were outraged that such a disrespectful move had been made against a fallen hero. The airline was heavily fined and the employees involved were fired. The president's actions had made a huge difference. She had shown that even the most powerful people in the world were not above honoring those who served their country. The fallen soldier's family was also grateful for the president's actions. They'd lost a loved one, but they had gained a hero. They knew that their son and brother had died a hero's death. The story became a national sensation. Newspapers, TV shows, and even movies were made about it. The fallen soldier became a symbol of courage and patriotism, and the president became known for her compassion and respect for those who serve. The man who had originally tried to check the coffin was also praised as a hero. He had stood up for what was right and refused to let the fallen soldier be treated disrespectfully. Together, they had made sure that the fallen hero received the respect and dignity he deserved. As time went on, the pain of losing the fallen soldier lessened, but the respect and admiration only grew. The story became a legend, passed down from generation to generation. It was a reminder of the courage and selflessness of those who serve, the importance of honoring their sacrifice, and the power of one man's stand against injustice. The incident with the airline had been a turning point. It had sparked a national conversation about the treatment of veterans and active military personnel. The government had taken steps to ensure that such a thing would never happen again. There were new laws in place to protect the rights of veterans and active military personnel, and there were programs to help them transition back to civilian life. The fallen soldier's family had also found peace. They had fought for their son and brother to get the recognition he deserved, and they had won. The fallen soldier was now a national hero, and his memory lived on in the hearts and minds of the people. They had lost a loved one, but they had gained a hero, and they knew that their son and brother had died a hero's death.